Today I'm up here with my dear friends Jill Gubesh from Frontera Grill in Topolobampo and Bob Lindquist, who is the winemaker and owner of Qupe. And we're here in the beautiful Bien Nacido Vineyards surrounded by your Syrah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about some of the challenges that we've had with this harvest this year.
Well, it's been a really unusual year, and it seems like lately every year has been unusual. I don't know when we'll have a normal year again, but we had the longest, coolest summer that we've ever had. In fact, it was in the record books.
Okay.
But, it was that cool. And then in the end of September, we had one of the worst heat waves that we've ever had.
And how high did temperatures get up here?
We had, well, I'm not sure exactly what they were here, but at our vineyard up in San Luis Obispo, which is very similar climate-wise to here, we had one day that was 113 and another day that was 110.
Oh my gosh.
And 4 days in a row that were over 100. And,
wow.
And that's just kind of unheard of. The average, here in the Santa Maria Valley, the average daytime highs, during the summer and during the harvest are usually kind of in the mid-70s. So it's been a very up and down, kind of topsy-turvy harvest season.
And you need, probably about 2 or 3 more days of good sunshine before you'll harvest your Syrah?
Yeah, that's about it.
And Jill, tell us why you're out here. Why are you working with Bob?
I'm working with Bob because he has generously agreed to let me do a wine blend and make a wine blend for the restaurant, specifically geared to match our food and flavors.
Okay. And what's the name of the wine that you're making together?
The label is Topolo Vino.
Okay. And what varietals are you producing?
Well, the first year Bob did it mainly with Syrah, with different single vineyards of Syrah, and then I did Albarino with Louisa Sawyer Lindquist under the Verdad label.
Okay.
And this year we're doing a Grenache-based blend, and also an Albarino and a Tempranillo.
Great. One of the terms that comes up an awful lot that I want to make sure our audience perfectly understands is, what is terroir? Because a lot of people think it's simply the dirt. What is it?
Terroir is everything in and around the vineyard. So it's not only the land, it's the yeast in the air, it's everything that makes the wine great.
Right, so it can be the microclimate, it could be the drainage of the soil, it could even be the direction that vineyard faces. So it's all these natural components that ultimately affect the grapes themselves.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Here you found that Syrah does very, very well.
It does. So my model for good Syrah is what they've done for centuries in the Northern Rhone.
Okay.
And the Northern Rhone is kind of the mother lode of where Syrah comes from. Hermitage, Côte-Rôtie, Saint Joseph, Cornas, those appellations. And so that was in my mind and in my taste, that was what I was kind of trying to emulate.
And those wines are much more balanced, they're elegant. I think the one thing that we see is that neither fruit nor oak nor earth nor acidity is more pronounced.
Right.
But what we're seeing a lot of people doing is these massively extracted expressions that have very, very high alcohol. And Jill, do you work with those kind of wines at Frontera Grill?
From time to time, I must have that rich extracted style to work with some of the bigger moles that we do. Typically, the sweeter profile moles, like black mole poblano, they have a little bit more sweetness, a little bit bigger dark chili flavor. So I think those wines have a place, at least food-wise, with those particular sauces.
Would you say that the bulk of the wines that you work with on your list are more elegant, more balanced?
Elegant and balanced would be the two words that come to mind. And when I say balanced, they have balanced alcohol, balanced acidity, just, good structure for drinking now, or if you want to put them in the cellar for a while, they age well also.
How long will they age?
Oh, Syrah is typically 10 to 20 years, somewhere in that neighborhood, just depending on the vintage and the bottling. And and some will go a little bit longer than that. Some will maybe not quite make it 10 years. And the interesting thing is that in some years when we've had warmer weather and I've made bigger, riper wines because of the weather, those are the wines that don't age as well.
Acidity then is the skeleton upon which the body of the wine hangs.
Exactly.
And if you have pronounced acidity, then that wine can last longer.
Exactly.
And acidity is it derived from tannins as well? Is that a small component?
It is a small component of the balance and structure of the wine.
Okay.
But it's really the acidity and the balance
pH.
of the alcohol and the pH
that
determine the wine's ageability. And one of the reasons I like working with the fruit from this vineyard, as well as some other cool climate vineyards that we work with, is that they do hold their acidity well, and because it's cool, you get a longer growing season, and you can better dial in the sugar level that you pick at because it happens a little more naturally, it happens a little more slowly.
Okay.
And you just get better balanced wines in California from cool climate vineyards.